Welcome to today's Face the Facts Friday. Our top stories this week. Ricky Gervais censored by Facebook. Scientist claims vegans are more depressed. Farmers complain about animal welfare. A bull kills a man in Spain. A few good news stories. And then it's time for our meat flakes of the week, where I'm going to respond to some of the dumbest shit I've seen from meat eaters over the last week. So make sure you stick around for that. Let me know you're ready to start this week's Face the Facts Friday by liking the video right now. And let's kick off with our first story. Ricky Gervais got zucked. He's been censored by Facebook. They removed a 3-year-old post of his. Apparently, it was bullying and harassment. Do you want to see the post he made and make your own mind up on whether it's bullying and harassment? Ricky was describing some trophy hunters, and here's what he said. A couple of cunts, dressed like cunts, shooting a beautiful animal, then posing with the murdered carcass like right cunts, and posting it on social media to show the world what cunts they are. And that got banned from Facebook 3 years after he posted it. That means that 3 years later, 3 years after he posted it, some whiny trophy cunter got so upset that they reported the post. Look, if you don't like people like Ricky Gervais using mean words to insult you, stop killing animals. You absolute scum of the earth pieces of shit. If you agree with what Ricky said and you agree that these people are scumbags, these trophy cunters are scumbags, but you're paying people to kill animals so you can eat them in a sandwich, how are you any different from the trophy cunters? They kill animals because they like killing. You pay people to kill animals because you like eating animals. You're both doing it for nothing but pleasure. One of you's doing it because you get the sick satisfaction of killing. One of you's doing it because you get the sick satisfaction of a burger. Give your head a shake, click the link in the pinned comment for a free vegan starter pack, and go vegan today. With all this big tech censorship trying to stop us raising awareness and telling people what's happening to animals and calling out pieces of shit, as well as what the animals go through, and knowing all the shit they go through on a daily basis and not being able to do too much about it, a lot of vegans end up feeling down, depressed, and some get real mental health issues from all of this. But there are some people out there who are claiming these mental health issues and this depression is caused by a lack of meat. Gervais, who's a psychologist at the University of Southern Indiana, has conducted studies in both 2020 and 2021 that found vegans are more likely to be depressed and have mental health issues. She's trying to claim that this is because of a lack of eating meat. Now, what magical nutrient is in meat that is not available in a sufficient plant-based diet with correct supplementation? What is that magical nutrient that we can only get in meat and nowhere else, can't get it anywhere else, that causes depression and mental health issues? Erska, the researcher, she doesn't have that. The scientist doesn't have that. But what she does have is over $10,000 of funding from the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Yes, these studies that she did were both funded by the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. I'm not making this up. But anyway, about the findings. What's most likely happening is that people had these mental health issues before going vegan. People who have suffered are more likely to be empathetic to others who are suffering. So a lot of vegans who have mental health issues and have depression will empathize with the suffering that an animal goes through. And that's why they went vegan in the first place, because they were already having issues and they see these animals and they can empathize and then go vegan because of that empathy that they have for others. Also, waking up to all of the violence and the horrors of animal agriculture and realizing that there's not really a great deal you can do about it, that triggers a lot of people to become depressed and have mental health issues, like serious mental health issues. So it's really no surprise that people who have more empathy for others are suffering from mental health issues from all of the shit and violence and horrors that others go through. In this case in particular, what the animals go through. Moral of the story, if you see some scientists chatting shit about vegans, always check the funding. Chances are they're being funded by someone like the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, giving them a tasty 10 grand to try and find some dirt on vegans. Speaking of anti-vegan narratives, the Daily Fail is back at it again. They just put out this article getting all excited about butchers in the UK getting more business despite the rise of veganism. Apparently, middle-class areas are doing most of the spending with these butchers, these specialist butcher shops, and they've been opening up in posh and rich areas of the UK and getting a ton of business from these posh wankers. Meat consumption in the UK has dropped by 17% over the last 10 years, But that hasn't stopped all these posh twats from paying top prices for pieces of dead animals, buying them from these butchers. What's weird about all of this is that this narrative that butchers are doing really, really well doesn't match the narrative that the farmers are coming out with. According to the farmers, everything is shit. They're not making enough money. They're under too much pressure. Everything's going wrong. But according to the butchers, everything's fine and they're making loads of money. It doesn't really match up, does it? These narratives don't really match up. This guy from a farming association in Spain said this: for the farmer, the objective has always been to satisfy consumers' demands. Historically, consumers have demanded good quality, healthy products. These aspects have been worked on by farmers for years to try to satisfy the demands of the consumer. It's no longer enough to be focusing on the quality, price, health, and safety. Now we have to apply additional attributes for our products, like animal health, reductions in the use of antibiotics, animal welfare, and environmental protection. So he's complaining about people demanding better welfare, less antibiotics, and better environmental protection. But wait a minute, I thought all of these things were already taken care of by animal agriculture. Farmers have been telling us for years that we're all wrong and animals have this amazing, beautiful life and the environment's not suffering and no one's using antibiotics. But now all of a sudden this guy's complaining. He's from a big farming association in Europe and he's complaining that consumers are demanding too much. This guy said at this point, perhaps the biggest question that we have is if the consumer is willing to pay more for products with these additional attributes. If the consumer wants to pay more for these types of products, then everything is going to work well. But if the consumer doesn't want to pay more, we have serious problems. Serious problems? Again, I thought you were already doing all of this, guys. I thought you were telling us all for years and years and years, all the animal welfare and the environmental stuff and no antibiotics. Everything's just beautiful and perfect here in animal agriculture. And now you're demanding more money to do the things you claim you've been doing all along. Bullshit. Animal agriculture is a fucking bloodbath. It is killing animals and slitting animals' throats. It's destroying the planet. And they're pumping them full of antibiotics, pumping you full of antibiotics. And it's been going on for years and years. Now the public starting to wake up and demand that they stop doing it. But here's the thing. If you care about animal welfare, you care about the environment, you care about antibiotics going into your fucking food, it's simple. Stop paying farmers to breed animals into farms to use them and kill them. Eat plant-based food instead. It's real simple, guys. We've got a few more stories, then it's time for our meat flakes of the week. If you're enjoying this week's video, be an absolute legend. Be the legend you know you are. And subscribe to the channel. More news from Spain as a 55-year-old man has been gored to death by a bull during one of the festivals over there where they do this running with the bulls thing, where they let the bulls chase them, agitated bulls chase them through the streets, and then they kill them at the end in a big celebration. They kill the bull in front of all of the audience. It's not Joe Biden who's been killed. I don't know why his picture is there, but yeah, 55-year-old man in eastern Spain. He bled to death after getting hit in the leg by this bull in this fucking disgusting sport. Now, I'm not going to celebrate the death of this man. I'm not happy that he died. He could have had a turnaround. He could have become vegan. He could have become an activist. He could have inspired loads of people to not participate in this kind of thing. You never know what he could have achieved, right? Or he could have kept on doing this for his entire life. We don't know. I don't take any pleasure in this happening. But I will say this. I'm happy the bull evened the score. I mean, the bull is the real victim of this story, not this guy. This bull was forced to do this shit, and then they got killed in front of a live audience for sport, all right? The bull is the real victim here. This guy joined in this event, and he was happy to join in a violent event, knowing the dangers, knowing the risks, and knowing that a bull was going to be killed at the end of this event just because he wanted it to happen, just because he wanted to enjoy this event. He knew all that shit. He was happy to see that bull killed, and well, at least that bull didn't go down alone. That bull did not go down without a fight, and the bull took one of these fuckers with him. Honestly, I feel more sorry for this guy's family as well as the bull, because this guy's dead. If I offend him, I offend him. Who gives a shit? He's dead. But his family has to live on, and they have to live on knowing that their dad, their granddad, their brother, whatever, uncle, made a fucking stupid decision to go and abuse animals. He got killed for it. He got killed for making a stupid fucking decision to go and abuse animals. So all in all, it's just a big fail, isn't it, really? On all accounts. Massive fail. But on to some good news, guys. We've got some good news coming from the UK right now, as Tesco, the largest supermarket chain in the UK, has slashed a load of prices on vegan food, on its vegan plant-based range, to try and encourage people to eat more responsibly and sustainably. Making specialist plant-based foods cheaper is only going to help more people buy and try those foods. Maybe someone tries one of these vegan dishes from Tesco and it becomes their introduction to vegan food and they start to learn about veganism, and then the next thing we have another vegan. It increases the chances of that happening, doesn't it? So that's some great news. And staying in the UK, there's some great news for vegans in Brighton. There's a late night all vegan kebab shop that's just opened up. They want to directly take on the kebab industry. It's called Gouda, and they want to have one of these late night kebab shops on every high street in England. That's their goal. Every high street in the UK. This company, this new kebab shop, is run by activists. How great is that? Why should the wants of the few outweigh the rights of the many? Over 1.3 million kebabs are sold every day in the UK, amounting to 2,500,000 kilos of lamb and chicken flesh per week alone. That is a lot of suffering and death. They got their heart in the right place, they got their head in the right place, and they're going to take on the kebab industry. No longer will vegans in Brighton or the rest of the UK, hopefully, be limited to French fries, dry French fries, maybe with a bit of ketchup after a big night out. Now you're going to be able to get a big, greasy, dirty kebab, and best of all, it's going to be vegan. No animals are going to have to die for it. All right, guys, it's that time. It's time for our meat flakes of the week.
It's time for meat flakes of the week.
You vegans sicken me the way pedophiles and crackheads do. If any of you could raise a child without them being malnourished, that would be one thing, but considering you can't, it's worthy of death. Now that's a new one. Vegans are the new pedophiles and crackheads of the world, apparently. There are plenty of people who are born vegan. There are plenty of vegan parents who have raised perfectly healthy vegan kids. And if you don't believe me, ask the doctors that they've gone to and done these tests with. They've posted YouTube videos about it. You can go and find it. You're just a fucking moron. If we all became vegan, animals would be on the top of the food chain. Do you think that this will have a positive impact on the world? If you think not being vegan means supporting plastic pollution, I think you are the real hypocrite. This is in response to my Mr. Beast video. If we all became vegan, animals would be on top of the food chain. No, they wouldn't. That's not how... Oh my God. We don't just become prey animals because we no longer consume animal products. We still defend ourselves. We still hold our security and our safety and our positions in our cities and our homes. We don't just lose all of that because we stop killing and eating animals, man. If you think not being vegan means supporting plastic pollution, I think you are the real hypocrite. What does that even mean? If you're not vegan, you are directly supporting the biggest polluters of the planet, animal agriculture. Plastic in the ocean, where do you think it comes from? It comes from fishing. Where does fishing come from? Animal agriculture. They're catching fish to feed to people. They're breeding animals to feed to people. They're doing all this shit with animals because you're demanding it. So if you're not demanding it, then you are not responsible for a lot of the pollution in the world. The majority of the pollution in the world comes from animal agriculture. You're dumb as shit. I'm going to get an extra serving of meat for dinner because I saw this video. I'm going to eat more meat because you told me animals are abused. So I'm going to abuse more animals because you told me animals are abused. Great logic. It's weird because this logic wouldn't work in any other circumstance. Like, for example, if someone says, hey, that thing you said is a bit racist, like it's got some racist connotations. And you say, well, because you're saying I'm racist, now I'm going to be like even more racist. I'm going to go out and punch a black person because you said I was racist. Because you made me aware of something that I was doing that was racist. I'm going to go and hurt a black person now. So fuck you. Like, why would you do that? What kind of fucking numpty do you have to be to think like that, right? A nice thick and juice steak would go great while looking at these comments. A juice steak was like a watermelon steak because it's juice, a juice steak. Yeah, go for it. Watermelon steak. You can sear them on the grill and apparently they're pretty good. I've not tried it yet. I will never forget what you have done. This is like some horror movie shit. What have I done? Is this like a I know what you did last summer kind of vibe? What? I agree. The only way to be a vegan is guilt trip everyone and say you're a vegan at least 50 times a day. Actually, no. You need to say it 50,000 times in a live stream. That's what you need to do. That's how you get everyone to go vegan. You heard it here. Idiot YouTuber. Are you... How do you say that word, guys? I can't read that. I'm not getting it. You are over-exaggerating. I think that's supposed to say over-exaggerating. But once again, it's another snapshot into the mental prowess of the people who make these types of comments. You should be vegan and start eating your own shit. full recycling and no harm to the planet. That would be awesome if shit had nutrients. Like if you could actually poo out nutrients and put them back in again, and if it didn't taste like shit, why would you not do that if you could just be like a full recycled system? Starvation would be ended. People wouldn't starve anymore. Like in June with the water thing, you know, I don't know if you've all seen June, but they recycle the sweat and then they can keep drinking their own sweat because it like takes the salt out of it. It's a fucking great idea. Why has no one made that yet? Vegan food always makes me want to vom. Sorry. Bananas make you want to vom. Rice, pasta, bread makes you want to vomit. Being vegan isn't the solution to everything. Never claimed it was, Courtney. Never claimed it was. You're literally forcing the internet to go vegan. Yeah, that's right. Making YouTube videos on my channel is forcing people to go vegan. The entire internet to go vegan. That's what happens when you make YouTube videos on your own YouTube channel, apparently. Dude, just quit internet. No, pal. I won't be quitting the internet, but thanks for the suggestion, I guess. If you enjoyed this week's Face the Facts Friday, let me know by leaving a comment right now. Like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe because, as I said earlier, you need to be the legend that you know you are. And if you really like my videos, you're probably going to want access to the exclusive stuff that I never post publicly on YouTube. You can get access to that by joining the Patreon team. It's patreon.com/David Rams. It costs as little as $1 a month. You get access to all of the exclusive stuff that no one else gets to see. And you're supporting me, supporting my work, and supporting the channel, which I think is a pretty damn good deal. The link's down in the pinned comment. Check it out. Keep calling out the bullshit, and I'll see you all in the next video.